home, though a little soggy of a home tonight. The Indiana Hoosiers are back in Bloomington and ready to open up Memorial in 2018. And these are the football diehards. They have been waiting all day for this home opener. Time to serve it up here from Bloomington. BTN football is presented by John Deere. We have a little ACC Big Ten matchup here on this Saturday night from Memorial Stadium. A couple of 1-0 football teams. And the Indiana Hoosiers getting set to take the field moments away for the first time in 2018. The Hoosiers are 14-2 in home openers in the last 16 games, and as you can see, weather is a strong storyline, but it doesn't matter because there is football to be played tonight. And Indiana is thinking about going 2-0 on this young 2018 season. It's going to be a little soggy, it's going to be a little wet, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Alongside the Illini linebacker, Jay Lehman, I'm Lisa Byington. And as I mentioned, these two teams already have a couple of wins under their belt, and they know each other well. This is a rematch from last year.
Yeah, and Indiana got the best of Virginia last year. These are two very evenly matched teams. Great non-conference matchup, ACC versus the Big Ten.
Well, Peyton Ramsey, the Indiana quarterback, that was kind of his debut or his coming out party against Virginia last year. He has a much better quarterback a year later, and he showed it in week 1.
Yeah, his numbers speak for themselves. 20 of 27, 156 yards, 3 TDs. After the interception, he rattled off 9 straight completions. He's different this year. He doesn't look to run first. Right here, he has open grass to pick up 5 or 6 yards, but he has the vision to see his streaking receiver in the seam, Donovan Hill, and he drops a dime in the back of the end zone. He said he's not just better physically, stronger, better arm. He's also the leader of the team. And then there's Jonathan Crawford. 33-yard interception return for a TD, his first pick 6 of his career. He's been a ball hawk his entire career. Watch what Jonathan Crawford does off of pressures. Indiana loves to pressure. They'll pressure off the edge, bringing pressure in the quarterback's face. You'll see Crawford with the vision on the receiver and on the quarterback. He'll make the play. He executes, able to take it all the way to the house for 6 points. What I love about this Indiana defense and Indiana team, they feed off of turnovers. Jonathan Crawford, one of the best at creating and causing turnovers.
And this Indiana defense is really going to be up against it. This Virginia offense under year 3 of this new coaching staff, man, they got some weapons, and they got a 3-headed monster on that offensive side.
Some really good athletes. Starts with Bryce Perkins. Has great numbers throwing the ball from last week, but he's really dynamic as a runner. They have got to bottle him up. Jordan Ellis, probably the most consistent player on the Cavaliers roster. He's a zero-drama, hard-working guy, according to his head coach. And what about Olamide Zaccheaus? You want to talk about some juice? 100 yards receiving last week. But this guy is dangerous in the open field.
Well, weather is a storyline. It's been a storyline, frankly, across the Midwest. It has been raining here in Bloomington all day long. Reporter Michelle McMahon is the one bearing through it all tonight. She's standing by with Tom Allen. Michelle?
Well, Coach, these conditions not only limit what Peyton Ramsey can do in the pass game, but you're also up against that stingy Virginia run defense. So how do you approach this game offensively with these conditions?
Well, it's going to be a challenge for sure. They're a great team, and yeah, both teams got to deal with it. You know, we got to run the football in all conditions, and you got to be able to stop the run. So field position is going to be big.
Speaking of stopping the run defensively, how do you approach the 3-headed monster on Virginia's side and slow them down defensively?
Well, you got to get hats in the box. That's the key. Make them throw the football.
Coach, thanks so much for the time. Lisa?
All right, thank you. Well, Indiana won the toss, and they decided to defer, so that means Virginia will receive. And it'll be Joe Reed, one of the talented wide receivers, and P.K. Kier will be back to receive for Virginia. We are underway from Bloomington, Indiana. And a decent return by Joe Reed. 25-yard return. Time now for our impact players when Virginia has the football. Jay Lehman.
Jordan Ellis, over 1,000 career yards. Mr. Consistent, Olamide Zaccheaus, playmaker, almost 3,000 all-purpose yards in his career. Jonathan Crawford talked about him, a turnover machine. And Marcelino Ball back healthy after a banged-up 2017, playing the Husky position.
Jordan Ellis coming off of a Week 1 win against Richmond. Career high in yards and tied a career high in touchdowns. They fake it to Ellis, and it's Perkins who keeps it. And a gain of 4 for Bryce Perkins, and what a journey he has made, a JUCO transfer. Debuted with a win. You see what he did really last week of this season in a win against Richmond. They're expecting big things, and frankly, he makes this offense look a lot different from last year.
Yeah, last year with Bankert at QB, more of a pro-style passing attack.
This time it is Perkins rolling out. And it is dropped, intended receiver, Zaccheaus. And we may see plays like that happen. It is slippery, it is sloppy, it is wet there on the field. Ball handling and security obviously will be issues for both of these teams.
Well, Zaccheaus doesn't drop many, and he's wide open. Somebody left him just running down the sideline. The ball's poorly thrown. And you can see Zaccheaus, usually sure-handed, cannot hold on to the ball in the conditions. You know, if he leads that, if Perkins leads Zaccheaus better, that could have been 6 points. But again, the conditions playing a factor. They're going into the wind.
Well, Marcelino Ball was there on the coverage. Brings up now a 3rd and 6. And again, they'll try to play it safe, but Ellis has himself a first down. Damian Willis Jr. there on the tackle. A gain of 9 for Ellis.
Well, look at the right side of the Virginia line. Just dominate up front. And if this game is going to be won, it's going to be won in the trenches with the rain. Whoever can run the football better is going to have the advantage. And Tom Allen knows that. Says we've got to be good up front. We've got to win that battle because they're going to try to run the football with Bryce Perkins and Jordan Ellis.
Well, they got over 300 yards on the ground last week against Richmond. They tried the jet sweep to Zaccheaus, and Gavin Everett read it all the way.
This is a play that Indiana struggled with in Week 1 against Florida International. They love to give Zaccheaus on the fly sweep here. You'll see a little counter action. No fooling Gavin Everett. Fired up early on. You don't want negative plays anytime, but especially in bad weather when it's hard to throw the football.
A loss of 6 on that play.
You always got to be aware of quarterback draw and scramble on 2nd and long.
2nd and 16, a wide open hole for Perkins, and he can be dangerous. Breaks one tackle. It's a foot race across the 30. Perkins still on his feet. Steps out of bounds. And a big play by Bryce Perkins. Jonathan Crawford with the missed tackle. A gain of 47, though, for Perkins.
Well, Bryce Perkins ran this for a touchdown last week against Richmond. Look at the hole in the middle of the field. They displaced Jordan Ellis with the motion that brought the linebacker outside, and you don't want to let Bryce Perkins in the open field. He has elite speed for a quarterback.
There were about 3 Indiana Hoosiers who missed Perkins on that. It's easy to do. He is elusive, he is quick, he is speedy, he is all those things. A handoff to Jordan Ellis. And that play almost looked like a Bryce Perkins play where he scored on a touchdown last week against Richmond.
Yeah, against Richmond, that was his coming out party for the Cavaliers. They ran a quarterback draw just like that. He took it about 40 yards into the end zone. Bryce Perkins, to bottle this guy up is very, very difficult. Dynamic in the open field, possesses elite speed, still coming along as a thrower, but you're going to see him run a lot tonight.
Couple of receivers to his left. Perkins back to throw. He's in trouble. He's got to scramble. He can extend the play. Tries to do exactly that. The throw is underthrown. Thomas Allen that time with the quarterback pressure.
Allen pressured late on the second contain. You'll see the linebacker just kind of spy Perkins. He'll just kind of keep eyes on him, kind of stay in front, Thomas Allen. And then he'll attack, make him Perkins throw off his back foot. They think that Bryce Perkins will throw him the football sometimes. That's his Indiana defense. Be ready for it, because he threw an interception last week early against Richmond. Not disciplined throwing the football at times.
They're moving down the field here at 3rd and 9. Perkins floats it. Passes connect to his tight end, Tanner Cowley. And just short of the goal line. A gain of 15 for Virginia, and they just keep rolling down the field.
Yeah, just a straight seam route on Tanner Cowley. And you'll see Damian Willis right there, the linebacker, really got sucked in there, was just watching the quarterback. You don't want to have your eyes on the quarterback when your receiver, in that case the tight end, running right by you in the seam.
Perkins rolling out, going for Zacchaeus. Touchdown, Virginia. Olamide Zacchaeus with another score.
Anytime you see Zacchaeus in the backfield like he is, you gotta be alert. And this is basically a run-pass option for Bryce Perkins. He can roll out and run if Zacchaeus is covered. If he's not, throw it to Zacchaeus like he did for an easy pitch and catch even in this weather. 6 points, Cavaliers.
The extra point attempt for A.J. Mejia. One of the best receivers in Virginia history, doing it again for the Cavs.
Bryce Perkins. Money to Zacchaeus. 7-0 Virginia early.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. One of the ways that Indiana football is measuring up against Mother Nature's unfortunate weather conditions is a little bit of a different equipment. In my hand, I have the gloves that they're wearing on the field today. These are leather. They wick away the moisture a bit better than what they would typically wear on a dry game day, which is silicone. The equipment manager told me before the game that this is a switch they make on every game, that it does present these kind of rainy conditions, and the weather does better in this kind of rain. Lisa?
Michelle, thank you. Got to try all the tricks of the trade with weather like this. And it is not going to light up. Our Auto Owners Insurance impact players, this time when Indiana has the football.
Yeah, Stevie Scott, the freshman, 20 rushes for 70 yards last week. Donovan Hale, kind of coming out party for him. Big receiver and 2 touchdowns. Jordan Mack, tackling machine, had 3 tackles last week against Richmond. Juan Thornhill, playing the saber position, making plays in the backfield and in the secondary.
Well, it is Stevie Scott who gets the start here for Indiana. It was Mike Majette, and Scott takes the first handoff. It was Mike Majette who is actually listed as the starter in the 2 deep. Peyton Ramsey, a look at the redshirt sophomore quarterback, what he has done in week 1, a week 1 win against FIU. He was named the starter late August in preseason camp for Indiana. Hard hit. Pass intended for Peyton Hendershot.
Darius Bratt just comes and lays the wood here on Hendershot. They're going to try to throw the football. That's a catch usually in better conditions, but Bratt times up the hit perfectly on the flat route. Now it's a difficult 3rd and 8, especially going against the wind in these conditions.
This time Mike Majette now in the backfield for Indiana. Ramsey is forced to throw, gets away from pressure. This is what he can do, is tuck and run and go for a first down.
Talk about player awareness, knowing exactly where the first down marker is and gets it down. You see right here, nobody's open, sees a pocket to run, steps up, dives for the first down.
A gain of 9. Chris Peace for Virginia was the player providing the pressure. They fake the handoff to Taylor. And the tackle is made by Darius Bratton. But Reese Taylor now is really the 3rd player that we've seen in the backfield on this drive for Indiana. And they will use him as an athlete. He has worked out with the offense all week long. Didn't even get a sniff at defense this week. Ramsey again back to throw, that time connecting with Reese Taylor. He's just a freshman, locally out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Ben Davis High School.
He's got some jets on Reese Taylor, probably one of the more explosive players for Indiana in the open field. Offensive coordinator Mike DeBoer said, we're going to use Reese Taylor. We're going to get him the ball in his hands. Good combination with Stevie Scott, who's more of a bigger back.
Oh, by the way, Taylor's just your emergency quarterback in the third string if they need to get that far. Hands off, a big run, a big hole, a big take for the freshman, Stevie Scott, for his first career score.
Talk about response. Look at the right side of the line, just clear out. Hunter Littlejohn takes on Malcolm Cook, and nobody even touches Stevie Scott, who shows that the big man, 6'2", 236, has the speed to take it the distance. What a response. More offense than I thought, Lisa, in the first 8 minutes and change of this ball game.
Logan Justice with the point after. Stevie Scott taking it 40. Jay Lehman for 6.
Stevie Scott, the freshman, he's arrived in Bloomington.
I'm not even wearing a rain jacket. That would be you if you were a fan in the college days, Jay Lehman, I think.
Never. Would never bust out the rain jacket. I embrace the weather. Even though it's a little bit too early for football weather, we thought we'd have a crisp 70-degree night. Not so.
Not even close. This rain has affected that exactly. Joe Reed, tough to handle, and down hard, Indiana. Look at what the Hoosiers have done. A takeaway turnover. Maybe credit the assist for the weather. Bryant Fitzgerald making the big play for the Hoosiers.
Well, he bobbles the catch from the jump. You see Joe Reed bobbles it a little bit. And then it's hard to see who got the strip there. Fitzgerald definitely with the recovery. Take another look at it right here. Yeah, looked like number 47 there. Or number 2, Reese Taylor. In the backfield, another turnover. Indiana capitalizing on it.
Taylor taking the handoff and pulled down just inside the 10-yard line by Malcolm Cook. You know, this Indiana defense and special teams are putting takeaways as an emphasis. Tom Allen and the crew setting a goal of 3 takeaways and turnovers per game. They've already got 1.
And this is what Reese Taylor can do. He can get to the edge with speed. Stevie Scott is the guy up the gut. This is the guy on the edge. Reese Taylor, such a great combo. And now Stevie Scott's back in.
Ramsey finding Hale. Touchdown, Indiana. Taking advantage of the turnover.
Indiana fans so familiar with this play. Usually it's Simi Cobbs. Simi Cobbs has gone now as Donovan Hale. You're going to see him just go up and over Tim Harris. Has a 3-inch size advantage, 6'4", 229 on the 6'1", 205 Harris. Making plays. Donovan Hale, 3rd touchdown catch of the season already.
And it's blocked. The extra point attempt is blocked, scooped up by Virginia. Juan Thornhill with the live ball. He's going to give it a go. Thornhill all the way, no flags. Virginia with an answer to Indiana just like that.
You have a big special teams play to set up the touchdown. And then another big special teams play. These points matter. This is going to be 2 points on the board for the Cavaliers. Watch the edge. You see the block there. Juan Thornhill with the block in the scoop and the score. Maybe not for 6, but for 2 points, Lisa B.
Big play on special teams by Juan Thornhill, and Indiana leads Virginia right now 13-9. If you're looking for the Western Illinois game, go to btn.com/gamefinder right now to see how you can find the game in your area. Jay Lehman, Lisa Byington, Michelle McMahon with you from Bloomington, Indiana, the home opener for the Hoosiers. There's a look at Joe Reed, PK Kier also back for Virginia. It'll be Jarrett Smoller kicking it off. Ellis on the move. Again, Perkins will keep it himself. And Bryce Perkins taken down by Raheem Lane. Bryce Perkins had a big play in the opening drive, a 2nd and 16 play that he took 47 yards to keep that drive alive. And of course, they ended up scoring and completing the pass to Zaccheaus to end the drive.
You're going to see a lot of window dressing. That means motions here and there, bringing Zaccheaus on the fly sweep motion. That's to mess with the eyes of the linebackers and to get them off of their keys off the lineman.
Go back to Ellis. Jordan Ellis, the senior. Mentioned he had a career-high game last week, career-high 146 yards. That was a gain of 6. Got the ACC running back of the week, the first of his career.
Talk about steady, the workman-like attitude, 5'10", 225 pounds. Always runs hard, legs always moving. He's got an improving offensive line. The offensive line, Virginia, is not their strength yet, but they're young and they are improving each week.
Third and 3 for the Cavs. A little toss to Zaccheaus. He's going to be short, well short of the first down.
How about big Jameer Bowen? Big 300-pounder, Niall Sykes as well. They've tried to get Zaccheaus the ball. You'll see again right here, little counter action, bringing the fly sweep motion in the opposite direction. And it was Jameer Bowen who got his hand on him first, and then finished off by Raekwon Jones and Niall Sykes. Great penetration from the Indiana defensive line. Penetration will always defeat jet sweeps.
Here's a look at Jay Sean Harris, punt returner for Indiana. Last year against Virginia, he took one back 44 yards. And fumbles it a little bit as it bounces out of play. Ball handling and security an issue here tonight.
The leader of this Hoosier offense, Peyton Ramsey, has looked sharp thus far. He's a true dual threat quarterback. You know, early on, steps up in the pocket, nobody's open. He has the ability to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, gets down, doesn't get hit. And then later on, he looks for his big target, Donovan Hale, throws it up, lets him make a play, lets Hale use his body. 6 points.
And Scott again. Joey Blunt one more time, making the play.
They have really had a lot of success with Simon Stepnack and Hunter Littlejohn, the left guard and center, just making huge holes. I mean, that is a huge hole for Stevie Scott to run through. Great patience and vision. That's a lot of time. The patience and the vision takes a while for a young running back to get, and he's got it.
Well, you're talking about Simon Stepnack, who is a redshirt junior, really veteran offensive line. You've got a junior at left tackle in Kronk. You got a redshirt senior in Martin. You got a redshirt junior in Littlejohn. Stepnack is also a junior, and Knight is your right tackle as a senior. We will take a timeout. The home opener here in Bloomington. The Hoosiers leading Virginia 13-9. Here's Taylor. Again, getting some action here for Indiana. Your first quarter stats, I mean, other than really time of possession, Indiana kind of winning the statistical battle tonight.
Yeah, especially the big one, turnovers. One turnover, that's been the difference why Indiana's got that lead. It's all based off turnovers for this team. As they come out in an unbalanced set, you'll see 3 receivers at the top, not unbalanced, the tight end near bottom.
Ramsey sitting back. And the pass connect, trying to spin out of trouble is Hendershot. Jordan Mack with the tackle. Now that tight end spot, Indiana will try to rotate 3 different players at that spot. You know, they lost Ian Thomas last year, now in the NFL. And he was basically a 90-play tight end this year. They don't really have that. They have maybe a guy who can get you 20 to 30 plays.
Yeah, it's kind of by committee right now. This was one of the phases, the punt phase, that Tom Allen said he was most worried about when it comes to the weather. Punter's got to catch that snap. They've got to drop the ball correctly.
Aiden White ahead with his second punt of the night. Davis just falls down. It is tough out there. A 40-yard punt that time for Whitehead. Jay Lehman, Lisa Byington, Michelle McMahon, and several audio camera crew fighting through this weather here tonight in Bloomington. Perkins is in trouble. Gets out of the ankle tackle. Jacob Robinson nearly had him.
Every counter play they've tried to run has basically led to a loss. Jacob Robinson with incredible penetration on the front line. See Jacob Robinson, number 91, middle of your screen. Doesn't make the tackle, but causes enough disruption that Damian Wills can clean it up. And Bryce Perkins, other than the one quarterback draw run, has been pretty much bottled up by this front line. Virginia wants to run the football, struggling though.
Tom Allen told you Jacob Robinson was his lunch pail guy on the defensive line for the Hoosiers. Pass is dropped, intended for Dubois. Assis Dubois just couldn't hang on to it. The second drop for Virginia.
Basic pitches and catches, difficult. Bronco Mendenhall shaking his head at the conditions.
Brings up 3rd and 11. Remember Bryce Perkins made some big plays. 9 rushes, 68 yards. He's made some big plays with his feet to get out of the trouble in situations like this. Perkins with some time. Now he'll tuck and go. And he will be just short of the first down.
Perkins does a tremendous job of really selling the pass play before he takes off and runs, but you'll see the offensive line comes out and blocks. That's how you know it is actually a draw play. Watch the center, this middle of the screen, 79. He'll come out and get a block on a backer to make room for Perkins, and it's 4th and 1. They're going to have to punt, unable to get the first down.
Credit Niles Sykes their first, Jacob Robinson their second for Indiana. Forces a 4th down. Jay-Sean Harris back again for Indiana. He will let it roll. Takes a side hop. Ramsey floats it, a dangerous ball. It's up for grabs, intended for Luke Timian. There's a flag on the play.
Well, Ramsey got a get out of jail free card on that. Threw it up. Joey Blunt on the coverage. Looks like he hit Timian just a little bit too early. That was a jump ball.
Going against Jordan Mack.
Take a look at Joey Blunt, the safety here, 29. Yep, right before he gets there, he's losing balance and just pulled down Timian.
There is Ramsey. Ramsey breaking one tackle. Rushed out around the 45. A gain of 3 for Peyton Ramsey.
How about Richard Burney, big defensive end, able to run with Ramsey a bit, stretch it out to keep it to a minimal gain.
The tight end through 3 years, moved him to defensive end before the bowl game. Haven't played a defensive snap since high school. Ramsey this time going deep, looking for Hale and connecting with Hale. A big pass play for Indiana. Donovan Hale has been the go-to receiver. He gets 1 for 34.
Watch how Donovan Hale uses his body against Darius Brent to box him out like a basketball player. Get between him and the ball. Great play by Donovan Hale.
Ramsey again back to throw. Lost his footing. Pass connect. This Nick Westbrook for the touchdown for Indiana.
Sight for sore eyes for Indiana fans. Blew out his knee the first play against Ohio State in 2017. And Nick Westbrook comes back with his first touchdown pass, fights through a little bit of jostling, maybe a little bit of interference, no call, but able to keep his eyes up on the ball. And how about the dime by Peyton Ramsey?
Will do justice for the extra point. 3 plays, 74 yards, 52 seconds. That will do it for the first half. All the scoring for Virginia coming in the first quarter. Indiana picking up one late in the second quarter to lead here. 20-9 is your halftime score. When we come back, we'll send it to our guys in Chicago. ACC Big Ten matchup. We're at halftime. And the Indiana Hoosiers leading the Virginia Cavaliers 20-9. Jay Lehman, Lisa Byington with you. Well, with the weather conditions, we knew that kind of managing that, maybe turnovers might be a big story. And so far, Indiana has won that battle in the first half.
Absolutely. They've been able to execute their offense, both running the ball and throwing the ball, and special teams. That's where the turnover took place. Big score for Indiana off that.
Taking a look at your halftime stats, 109 rush yards, 87 of those 109 coming from Bryce Perkins, a Virginia quarterback.
How about that, though? 21 pass yards. That's got to change in the second half for Virginia. If they want to get back in this football game, you got to throw the football in college football. Even if it's raining like crazy, Bryce Perkins got to find a way to get it done through the air.
Jay Lehman was practicing that arrow drawing, too, by the way.
Getting better and better.
Let's check in with Michelle, who caught up with both head coaches. Michelle?
Jay, Bronco Mendenhall echoed those same sentiments. He said, make the critical plays. That is what Virginia is currently not doing. On the flip side of that, Tom Allen told me at the half he really likes what his defense is doing in terms of stopping the run. He likes that they're packing the box and really keying in on those key assignments with an elusive quarterback like Bryce Perkins. He emphasized the importance of that offensively. He likes that they've been able to stay balanced, throw and run the football. He's overall pleased with his team's performance. The biggest message in the locker room for Tom Allen was finish this game, guys.
That'll be the motto here in 2018 for this Indiana Hoosier team that fell just short of becoming bowl eligible last year. A 5-7 overall record. Of course, they lost to their rival in the final game of the regular season, Purdue.
We hope Michelle McMahon can finish this game.
There is no doubt in my mind that she is going to finish this game.
Some serious weather. All the camera guys, the audio guys that are out there in the rain, even Bronco.
The MVPs, they're out on the field, that's for sure. I will say this, though, Jay Lehman, it was good to walk up to the booth and hang up a coat here in the...
You know, it was almost too much rain for me getting to the elevator to come to the booth. I was a little bit crabby when I got up. Good thing I'm not outside.
Jet is back here for Indiana, and the second half is underway. He'll take it off of the one-hopper. Here comes Majette looking to spin out of trouble. The tackle is made by Joe Reed. Handoff to the freshman, Scott. It's a big gainer. Scott across the 50, across the 40. And how about that to start the second half?
Little zone read action. Confusion on the defensive back and linebacker. Who's got the tailback, who doesn't? You're going to see it right here. They're going to play off 17. Malcolm Cook unable to see which man he had, and all of a sudden Stevie Scott's right in front of him, none of them will make the tackle.
A gain of 52 for Scott, who looks more and more comfortable with every play here in game number 2 of his collegiate career.
Stevie Scott has better speed than I gave him credit for. Saw him on the Florida Air National tape. He can open up a bit.
One more time to Scott. Nice gain on that possession. Juan Thornhill and Malcolm Cook on the tackle, but a gain of 6. Stevie Scott is a guy who was injured his senior year in high school. Only played 3 games that year. One more time to Scott. And a first down here for Indiana. Let's check in with Michelle.
Said he grew up 8 doors down from Stevie Scott. That was Mike Hart, his running backs coach. He was really excited about the speed of Stevie Scott. As for his confidence level on the depth, he said, we're young, but we're learning fast at running back, guys.
Mike Hart elevated to assistant head coach as well as being the running backs coach this year. Mike Majette now in the backfield here for Indiana. Ramsey's hooking end zone. Nearly picked off, intended for Westbrook, but Bryce Hall making the play.
I don't see how you don't throw a flag on this. It's obviously a defensive holding on Bryce Hall. Watch him just grab jersey here. Again, Westbrook beats him off the line. Look at this obvious hold. I don't see how the officials do not see it. To me, that is an obvious missed call right there. I think Tom Allen's got to be livid about that. It was Hall who got beat earlier on the Westbrook TD.
Now 2nd and 10. And give it back to Scott. Joey Blunt on the tackle. Indiana is thirsting and is desperate to see big numbers coming out of its running back. They're looking for one. They've had history of some big backs and successful backs in this program. 3rd and 6 now on the 21. Here is Ramsey calling his own number and pulled down by Chris Peace.
Chris Peace. Mike DeBoard said he's a very good football player. Plays the outside linebacker position. Watch him get his left hand on Ramsey, and Ramsey doesn't go anywhere. He's a proud alum of Fork Union Military Academy. Some great players out of Fork Union. Eddie George, probably the best out of Fork Union Prep School.
Yeah, it is kind of.
Here is an attempt here for Logan Justice, a 41-yard attempt. And it's blocked. Another big play by Virginia on special teams, blocked by Charles Snowden. And that's the second big play on special teams that we've seen from the Cavs. And it preserves possibly 3 points. We will stay at 20-9 after the special plays play by Virginia. And not one, but 2 of them coming here tonight.
Now the right side of the field goal protection. You can see Juan Thornhill with the block on the extra point. He took it back for 2 points all the way back to the house. The one we just saw, Charles Snowden, 6'7", climbed the ladder, got a big paw up there and blocked the field goal. So not only did they take off at least 4 points off the board, they added 2 more points by getting the return on the extra point. That can be the difference in a close game.
And so this Virginia offense that hasn't scored since that first quarter. By the way, that Juan Thornhill's defensive extra point for UVA, the first by a Cavalier since 1994. Those are the last points that Virginia has gotten in this game.
Not something you see every day, defensive extra point.
Second and 8 here for Virginia and Bryce Perkins. Again, the JUCO transfer out of Arizona Western Community College. Originally was going to play at Arizona State. Redshirted, got injured, a serious neck injury. Moved into the junior college world. He swings it around, and the pass is complete to Joe Reed. Damian Willis making the tackle.
If you're a linebacker, you see number 2, Joe Reed, or number 4, Zacchaeus in the backfield. You've got to be alert. Usually that means they're going to throw the football to him in the backfield. Receivers don't take handoffs all the time. You'll see Zacchaeus do it all sometimes, but Joe Reed's back there. You got to have an alert. They got a 3rd and short.
Perkins is a handoff to Ellis, and that's a Virginia first down. Jonathan Crawford there on the tackle. Bryce Perkins mentioned that he tried to play collegiately here at the FBS level at Arizona State, had to redshirt in 2015, suffered a serious neck injury in 2016. So he went to Arizona Western Community College, led them to the junior college title game last year, and then looked for some opportunities at the FBS level. One of them, actually, he was looking at was right here at Indiana. Perkins dropping back to throw. Pass is complete to Dubois. Well, let's check in with Michelle.
Lisa, to your point, Bryce Perkins told me before this game, I want to show Indiana that they missed out. That was the bold statement he told me leading into this game as he made that pass completion. He told me that ultimately Virginia was the better fit, and he felt like he had the better chance to play, but he ultimately wants to set records at Virginia, not only beat Indiana, but set records in every single category at Virginia, guys.
Well, Indiana was looking for a veteran. They got a couple of obviously young guys at the quarterback position. They were looking at a graduate transfer. Got Brandon Dawkins to come. And Perkins looking to create the ankle tackle by Raekwon Jones. And a gain of 4 by Perkins.
How about the closing speed by Raekwon Jones? Able to close out. You'll see him right here in the center of your screen. He's just going to spy on Perkins. He's been spying all day. They've had a backer watching. Why? Because Perkins so explosive in the open field. Virginia got a little bit of rhythm. Play before that, probably the best ball Perkins thrown all day to Assis Dubois over Raheem Lane. Coming back now with some rhythm.
And TD Roof back in the game here for Indiana. Here's the option again for Virginia. Perkins just short of the first down marker. A gain of 5. Thomas Allen with the tackle. And again, number 45 for Indiana, TD Roof, who had to leave this game in the first half. Back in at the linebacker spot for Tom Allen and company.
Option football. If the quarterback's going to run, you have to make it pay and hit him every time he runs the football. Looked like there was confusion on who had the quarterback on that play. Bryce Perkins able to get a nice gain. Very manageable third down.
Perkins rolling out. Headed for the end zone. Pass complete. It's a Virginia touchdown. Finding Chris Sharp for 6.
Khalil Bryant, one-on-one coverage with Sharp. Looked to be a little bit of a wheel route. Sharp listed as a fullback. Good receiving back. We'll see right here coming out of the backfield. You'll see 29 on the left side of your screen. Just gets beat on that wheel route. Khalil Bryant unable to keep up with Chris Sharp.
And the first touchdown since the opening drive for Virginia in this game.
How about the finish to focus in the rain? Chris Sharp, touchdown Virginia.
Well, there's a new tradition here on the Indiana sideline, and it is pickle juice. So if there's one thing that's going to make this rainy weather a little bit brighter, it's the green juice. Apparently, there's some electrolytes in pickle juice, but I've been on the sideline here, and these guys are housing pickles on the sideline. No cramping down here on Indiana sideline, guys.
Michelle, thank you. Jay Lehman still drinks pickle juice at home.
I'm a fan of it before a game and even at home. Finish off the Clausens, slip it down.
Mike Machette taking the kickoff. We've got more football to talk about. A 4-point edge, Indiana and Virginia here in the third quarter. Peyton Ramsey with Mike Machette in the backfield. And Ramsey looking for anyone. His receiver, it's picked off. Juan Thornhill with another big play. He's been the MVP for Virginia so far.
Dials up the pressure, brought pressure to Ramsey's left. You'll see it come from the left. You'll see Timian just working a drag route across, and the ball's just thrown late. Juan Thornhill able to step in front. Easy play for Thornhill out of the saber position, which is basically a strong safety, and they needed a turnover. And they got it.
And Chris Peace providing the pressure on the quarterback. We've been saying Peace's name a lot and Thornhill's name a lot defensively for Virginia. There's a flag on the play as Perkins races towards the sideline.
Well, they wanted to take a shot after a turnover. Nobody was open. It had to be looked like to be a holding on the offensive line for Virginia.
Holding. Offense, number 79, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That is the center, Dylan Rinkesmeyer, a sophomore out of Colorado.
Right in the center of your screen, he's working. Just kind of, you know, he falls on him there. I don't necessarily see that as a whole. I think he just threw the defender down, playing physical.
Well, his coaching staff will say exactly that about him, that he's a physical offensive lineman.
I mean, I'm a defensive guy, okay, so I'm all for holding, but man, I'll tell you what, that like a physical play from Rinkensmeyer.
Now it's 1st and 20. A couple of receivers to the top of your screen. Here's Perkins. Across midfield, brought down by Raekwon Jones.
Raekwon the Spy Jones, showing that he's got a career in espionage. Watch my man Raekwon Jones, number 7. Bryce Perkins, I see you. He hunts. Able to slip the block by Joe Reed, make the play. Raekwon Jones making the most of his opportunity to play.
A 2nd and 20 situation here for Virginia. Perkins trying to go all the way deep and looking for Tavares Kelly. Andre Brown there on the coverage.
No panic from Andre Brown. Knows he's got time. You see lots of time for Bryce Perkins. Just in the pocket, takes a shot. Now watch Andre Brown, instead of interfering, just takes his time, kind of goes in front of Tavares Kelly. A little bit of left-hand action. Lays off.
Kelly, one of the 8 true freshmen making their debut against Richmond last week. Now a 3rd and 20.
This is where you can make a mistake if you're Virginia. Gotta be careful on 3rd and long.
Perkins again. Off the hands of Zacchaeus. And the 2nd drop tonight for Olamide Zacchaeus.
Very secure, very sure-handed in Zacchaeus. That just shows you what the conditions have done. It's usually so explosive. Again, Perkins all kinds of time. Sees Zacchaeus, hits him right in the numbers, and drops it. Zacchaeus is a potential all-ACC performer this season. These conditions have taken him out of his element.
Ja'Shawn Harris again back to receive for Indiana, and they've kind of stayed away from him tonight.
How about the sudden change defense by Indiana there? Virginia goes backwards after a big turnover. Has a chance, if they punched in for a touchdown, would have taken the lead, but Indiana responds.
As Peyton Ramsey goes back to work, Michelle McMahon has more on him.
Well, just to exemplify how competitive this guy is, when learning that Brandon Dawkins was transferring to IU at that quarterback position, Peyton Ramsey's response was, well, I have a chance to beat a 5th-year senior for the 2nd year in a row. This is what his father told me in our conversation leading into the game. He said Peyton's attitude never wavered from one of healthy competition. He thinks his most underrated part of his game is his accuracy, guys.
Brandon Dawkins, of course, the grad transfer from Arizona. In fact, you talk grad transfer quarterbacks, that's kind of been the MO here for the Big Ten Conference.
Same play Stevie Scott had the run on, and you can see they just all block to the right, let people flush out, and isolate that backer, Charles Snowden.
They give it right back to Scott. You got a grad transfer at Illinois. You got, of course, a grad transfer quarterback at Michigan this year. Of course, Brandon Dawkins left the program after losing the quarterback battle.
A.J. Bush has been impressive. Shea Patterson, better game today than he had against Michigan last week.
They go right back to 21. Why not? No huddle offense, up-tempo offense. A gain of 4 here for Indiana. Call them the hurrying Hoosiers on the football field. Averaged about a play every 22 seconds last year. Again to Scott, right down at the 1st down marker. It'll be another Hoosier 1st down. That's the end of the quarter. Indiana, after 3 complete, still leading Virginia 20-16. Just about to start the 4th quarter. Jay Lehman, Lisa Byington, Michelle McMahon on the sideline for you. Your stats look like this. A lot of the rushing yards. How about 168 coming from the freshman, Stevie Scott, for Indiana.
It's been so impressive in his home debut. Virginia's still struggling to throw the football, though both teams have struggled to throw here in the second half.
Tom Allen and the Indiana Hoosiers looking to improve to 2-0 on this young 2018 season. Both of these teams picked up wins in week number 1. Indiana systematically moving the ball down the field. Ramsey looking deep downfield, intercepted. Darius Bratton. And there's a flag on the play. Pass was intended for Luke Timian.
It's going to be a pass interference or a holding on the defense. It was obvious when the ball was in the air. Bratton was all over Timian.
Pass interference. Defense number 29. 15-yard penalty. First down.
It's Joey Blunt.
I think he grabbed him early.
The sophomore free safety.
Right.
As you can see right here, Blunt just runs over him. There was a holding, I thought, on Bratton beforehand. They could have called the holding, didn't call the holding, but Blunt has got, that's the third time Blunt's gotten there too soon. As a safety, got to learn how to time it up right. Has hurt his team with penalties tonight.
Puts the ball on the 42, 1st and 10. Scott picking up a yard. They've gone to him now 24 times, 187 yards. He's flirting with a 200-yard rush game.
To find a guy his size as a freshman ready to play against a Power 5 opponent in game 2 and almost hitting up 200 yards, that's what the doctor ordered for Indiana.
Stevie Scott. Oh, ankle tackle. Could have prevented 6. Juan Thornhill again.
So patient. The hole isn't there right away. Just kind of sits right behind the center. And look at that, 195 yards.
4th most rushing yard game by an IU true freshman. They feed the meal ticket. Eli Handback.
Big Jordan Redmond, the true freshman nose tackle, getting some penetration.
Chuck Davis again back to receive. Here's Whitehead. Fair catch call. 10:06 left to play, and we will take a timeout. Fans staying strong through the rains. It has been raining the entire day and the entire game. You like a slip and slide? That's exactly the kind of day we got here today. Indiana coming up empty-handed in the last couple of possessions. A 10-play drive resulting in no points. A 12-play drive resulting in 0 points. Those were the last 2 drives for Indiana. Perkins with a handoff to Ellis. Across to the 20.
Really all about finishing. Can you finish in the 4th quarter? All the strength and conditioning has been about finishing. Every workout they finish with a finisher. Something they weren't able to do last year. They were close. Couldn't finish a couple games down the stretch.
Off here to Ellis. He's got some room there on the right side. Across to the 30. Across the 35. And brought down at about the 38.
Good hustle by Micah McFadden to get out on the edge. Run down Ellis. Watch Ellis. He's usually an inside runner. Has the speed to bounce it. He's going to come inside and watch the block on the outside right there. By the right tackle, able to spring him. Jesus Dubois gets a little bit of block there on Andre Brown. Springs Ellis for his best run of the night.
Dubois back into the game. Nine minutes left to play. 1st and 10. Perkins will step up. No gain on the play.
Able to make the play. Perkins looked looked like he had room to run. Jake Feeler, his lineman got in the way. Ended up being a no gain.
Tom Allen working as the defensive coordinator and head coach again for Indiana. He thrives doing both jobs here for the Hoosiers. Handoff again to Ellis. It's a one-on-one battle. Crawford will make the tackle. Tom Allen has told us, I love trying to figure out offenses. He does his call sheets Thursday night. This week he was up till 12:30 in the morning, listening to his own music. He said he was just the head coach back in the high school level, and he knows that the two levels and the game planning and the scheming are different, but he just didn't like doing the one job.
He said he locks his door on Thursday night, turns the music on, and gets his call sheet done. This is a guy who lives and breathes defensive football. Doesn't quite want to give up the defensive coordinator role yet.
Perkins will try to throw. Good coverage by Andre Brown. Intended receiver was Terrell Jana.
Well, to their credit, they've let the defensive backs on both sides be physical. You'll see Andre Brown bang on the slant route right here, physical, and Jana doesn't really turn his head around in time for the ball to come. Not able to make a play on the ball. I'll tell you what, that's a big stop. Each of these possessions, more and more critical, they don't really have the offense to run down the field fast because they're only running the football. They're having trouble throwing the football, so each possession's critical.
Lester Coleman will punt it for Virginia. Low snap, Coleman handles it. There's Jay-Sean Harris, one of the few he's been able to field. Jay-Sean Harris down the right sideline will cut it back. And there's a flag on the play.
Throwing the return, blocking the back. Return team number 27. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So a 23-yard return will come on back. We will take one more timeout. 20-16 your score. So you're thinking about a guy who is anxious to get back, and then in his debut, a decent debut last week, and then knocking it out of the park. 203 yards on the ground here tonight. There's Ramsey. Inching closer to the first down. Blunt again on the play.
We talked about that zone read, and one of these times he was going to keep it to keep the defense honest, and good timing there by Ramsey. You start zoning on Stevie Scott over and over, and Ramsey has the ability to pull it and get a nice gain.
Scott again, that time wrapped up by 3 defenders. Mandy Alonso was there first. No gain on the play.
Now, bringing defensive schemes off the edge to try to take away that Stevie Scott play that has hurt them. Bringing Mike Majette. Mike Majette gets time because he can do a lot of things. Catch the ball in the backfield, protect on third down. Stevie Scott still learning that aspect of his game. Watch out for Luke Timian on third down.
Timian sitting in that slot position, and they're going towards Timian's way. Comes down and makes the play. Luke Timian pulling it down with Ron Hornhill all over him.
Timian, the ultimate possession receiver. Watch him work on Thornhill. Turns around at the right time, then comes back to the ball and fights for it and tries to high point and get his body between Thornhill and the ball, and does just that. Luke Timian, big time second half.
Pass play of 28. And they go back to Scott to eat up some yards and eat up some time. The last couple of drives that had resulted in 0 points for Indiana, basically a combined total of about 10 minutes possession time for the Hoosiers.
I think you'd be very hard-pressed to see the ball go to anybody else but Scott Ramsey on runs, and also in the pass, Luke Timian. This one they're going to slow the tempo down. The hurrying Hoosiers slow it way down, trying to run that clock out.
Timian and Hale, the bottom of your screen. Pass was tipped by Bryce Hall. Intended again for Hendershot.
It's an interesting call. think it'd be an easy completion, but when you throw the ball, you never know what's going to happen. Incomplete pass, stops the clock.
3rd and 9. And for an inexperienced kicker here for Indiana. Connected on a 36-yarder last week. Ramsey will keep it. A gain of 3.
Some decision time. Do you go for it on 4th down? Do you play field position and punt? You're probably not going to kick a field goal after you've had an extra point and a field goal blocked. You're going to let the clock run down, maybe take a timeout or take the delay of game like you did last drive. They've really gotten into this 30 and 40. Usually the 30 and 40 really stalled out.
It's a sponsored item just made for special teams. Chuck Davis with the fair catch call. Perkins will keep it. Raekwon Jones on the tackle.
So timeout left for Virginia. You know, this is where Bronco Mendenhall on the last touchdown went for 1 and not 2. So he's down 4. Thought maybe he might go for 2 to make it a 3-point ball game and get in within field goal striking distance. Now it's a 4-point game. They've got to get a touchdown to win this ball game.
Perkins again. Will keep, and a big gain. It's a 1st down and a little bit more here for Virginia.
Our receiver's open. Evan Butts, the tight end, was open, streaking down the middle of the field. Perkins doesn't quite see his receivers the way he needs to yet.
The clock keeps ticking. Perkins again. Gavin Everett with the tackle. Now Perkins has continuously tried to work on his passing ability. Tonight, 8 of 16. 71 yards. He's a better passer now than when he came to Virginia, but certainly not his strength. Perkins will look to throw. Pocket collapsing. Off the hands of his intended receiver, Jana.
Andre Brown's played well. He has not had big windows at all to throw, and that's Perkins, as Andre Brown's been all over his receivers.
And that's exactly what Tom Allen told us on Friday.
Right.
They have to have tight coverage to try to force Bryce Perkins to be perfect with his throws.
So
Virginia looking to make a comeback drive here with under 2 minutes to play and trailing by 4. Facing a 4th and 8. And a 1st down. It was a 3rd and 8 play. And the pass complete to Dubois.
Sees Dubois doing work. Just a little comeback route right at the sticks. Sits down. Looks to get out of bounds as well. Stopping the clock.
Perkins again. To Zacchaeus. No, incomplete.
Zacchaeus has had a tough night. Been tough to catch the ball. He's a special playmaker. He's over 3,000 all-purpose yards in his career. See, Perkins kind of fires in here like he's throwing to first base, kind of one-hops it into Zacchaeus. Hard to tell if it was a catch or not, but on the field they had a better view. Said no.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Perkins fumbled it and then recovered. Stallings providing the pressure.
Talk about penetration. There's 3 guys in the backfield. They do a stunt up front, and they all beat their man. You cannot execute any kind of run play with the penetration of 3 defensive linemen all day. Movement has really hurt this Virginia offensive line.
On 3rd and 13, Zacchaeus.
Minute 10 left.
Gain of 10.
Critical play. Do you make sure you get the right play, because if you don't convert this, you don't move on. You got to watch out for Bryce Perkins here. Great with his legs.
Virginia back. Perkins in trouble. Right at the first down marker, and it's going to be a first down for Virginia. Pass complete to Jordan Ellis, a gain of 7.
Clutch, under pressure. Bryce Perkins rolls to his right, lobs it into Ellis. Will spike it now to stop the clock. 41 to play. Second down from the 47.
There was a time where Virginia will go back to the previous play.
See, Perkins has lots of time, then gets pressure from Ball on the outside, flushes him to his right, and it will drop a nice little pass before Crawford can get to Ellis.
Virginia scored a touchdown in the third quarter, elected not to go for 2 at that time. They trail by 4 right now. Pass complete just at the sideline. Again, it's Dubois.
Bryce Perkins really impressing me on this drive. Now rolling to his left, throws a dime to Hassis Dubois for the first down.
What do you bring here if you're Indiana's defense?
I think you've got to make Dubois move, but you've got to contain him. Make him throw it into tight windows. You can man up on these receivers, but bring pressure. They brought Marcelino Ball last time. You see Marcelino Ball, 42, the bottom of your screen.
Zacchaeus and Cross at the bottom of the screen. Pass again intended for Dubois, and Raheem Lane with the coverage.
And so they brought Marcelino Ball off the edge. Make him throw the ball quick. Raheem Lane's been busy.
Second and 10.
Still one timeout for Virginia.
Perkins scrambling. Perkins has got to get out of bounds, and he does. Stops the clock at 25.
Heads up play by Bryce Perkins to get out of bounds. Doesn't have that many reps as a starting quarterback in the 2-minute drill, but able to get out of bounds. 3rd and 7. Talk about finishing. Tom Allen, everything is about finishing. Been so close in so many games.
Into the backfield, a missed opportunity for Indiana. And the play is made. The clock keeps ticking.
We'll call a quick timeout. Bronco Mendenhall. Khalil Bryant comes up in space, able to make the tackle. Tom Allen had Bryce Perkins dead to rights and missed him. He was spying him the whole time. 44, Tom Allen Jr. unable to make the play on Perkins. But watch Khalil Bryant able to make a tackle before they get to the sideline, forcing a timeout. Now this is 4th down. Now, a couple things to think about here. You got to first get the first down. And then if you do get the first down, that'll stop the clock momentarily until they move the chains. You'd probably run up and spike the ball to give yourself another shot at the end zone.
Bryce Perkins on the day. 12 of 23, 106 in the air, 123 on the ground.
It's tough. Taking a lot of shots today, hasn't given up at all. Got Virginia in a position to possibly win this ball game late.
So here we go at 4th and 5. Ball game on the line for Virginia. Perkins facing the rush, gets rid of it, intercepted. Raheem Lane taking it back. There is a flag on the play. Lane down the sideline, spinning out of traffic, still on his feet.
Well, Raheem Lane just threw down the receiver. He just threw down the receiver before he was able to catch the ball. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to put them in scoring. They're going to put time back on the clock as well.
Pass interference. Defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty, first down.
What a turn of events.
Watch this. Isolated right here. You'll see Lane on Dubois. Even hit his helmet for a little bit. Watch him just throw him down right there. And that's an obvious pass interference. Unable to do that at any time. Also looked like he had his hand in his face mask a little bit. Dubois could never really get his helmet back on straight.
Zacchaeus, Dubois, and Reed are your receivers out there right now for Virginia. Ellis is in the backfield. Final play of the game. Perkins with pressure coming. Spins out of it. To the end zone. Lofts it up. Incomplete. Indiana wins it. Perkins was coming and looking for Dubois in the end zone. And the question if this Indiana defense could finish a costly penalty almost cost them the game.
Hats off to both teams. The conditions less than ideal. Tough to play offensive football in conditions like this. Both teams didn't let it bother him. And Tom Allen all smiles. His defense able to finish a critical situation. Game on the line.
A happy head coach running over to thank the students who stayed through the rain the entire time. He's gonna high five them and personally give them a thank you.
Showing the vertical, showing the kick. Can I get a BTN standout for Tom Allen? That is a BTN standout. If I've ever seen one, that's one right there. The vertical. I know he's a wrestler. Rise. He's playing in the sequel of White Man Can't Jump.
This Indiana football team appreciating the crowd that stayed, the crowd that came, the crowd that stayed. That'll do it from Bloomington, Indiana. Jay Lehman, Michelle McMahon, I'm Lisa Byington. 20-16 is your score. When we come back after the break, we will toss it to Champaign. Kristen Airy, Stanley Jackson on the call of that Western Illinois game. From here, a 4-point victory for Indiana that came down to the final play. We hope you enjoyed it. More Big Ten football around the corner.